I just shot 3 podcasts at our studio in one day. I don't know how I did it, but we managed to pull it off. This is how we did it.
Morning, my people. Welcome to another episode of Teta Today. Today, we have a couple of podcasts filming at our studio. So I'm just heading down there to go and set up for them. Very, very simple stuff, very straightforward. Usually I hang around, make sure everything's okay for them. Today I might head off and go and do some stuff at home and come back when they're done. So yeah, just follow me as I do what I gotta do, man, my daily duties.
So I usually come to the studio with a couple of cameras in my bag. We usually already have Blackmagic cameras, but sometimes some of our clients demand other cameras, so I carry Canons and I carry some Sonys as well, just in case, just to ensure that our clients get exactly what they're looking for. So our first clients for the day were the Flatmates Pod Girls. They have an amazing podcast where they discuss lots of topics in their niche and genre. They're faith-led as well, so a lot of the conversations do revolve around Christianity as well. So I would say go check them out for sure. For the Flatmates Pod, they have a really simple setup. They have usually 3 or 4 chairs, depending on whether they have guests or not, and they have just the 1 camera setup. So I usually set up a Sony, a wide lens, and just leave them to just manage the camera themselves. I literally press record and head out.
Yeah, that was a long one, mate, but they're all set up now. So I'm gonna go and find something to eat. Young breakfast, and then I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna sit in with them, you know, tidy up a little bit, and also be setting up for the next pod as they're recording. So yeah, man, I like the fact that they don't use the studio cameras. I bring in a special camera for them, plug it in to a power bank, and just let them crack on, man. It just makes life easy. And they only use 1 camera as well with the Flatmates Pod. Very nice, chilled setup. And then the boys later who are coming, they're using everything, man. They're using 3 cameras, studio cameras, 4 chairs, sometimes even 5. I need to even figure out how I'm gonna do 5th mic if they want one. And yeah, man, that's the setup. So, update. The girls have finished recording. They've left. I've spent some time setting up for SB Live to come and also record. So they're currently recording. Toby came to help me out. So we're going into their office to do some work whilst I wait for the guys upstairs to finish.
So the second set of podcasters that arrived at the studio was the SB Live podcast. They're a very, very chilled bunch. They have really powerful, male-dominated, energetic conversations, which I always love and always enjoy. With them, they usually have a 3-camera setup, so each person has their own camera, and they don't have a wide camera, I don't believe. They don't have a wide camera. And yeah, and we just mic everybody individually as well. So yeah, that's their setup, and it's a bit more involved when it comes to setting that up because of the amount of cameras. All the cameras are hooked into an ATEM and essentially record all angles. So that's their setup. It's a bit more difficult than the Flatmates Pod setup, but again, it's manageable. And as I said before, I literally press record once I've set up and head out.
He's just
they're both different, but they're both
Final pod of the day.
So SB Live guys spent a couple of hours and essentially they were done and we were ready for the final podcast of the day. My personal favorite, my very own In My Opinion podcast. So with the In My Opinion podcast setup, it's very similar to the SB Live setup, which is just 1 camera facing each speaker essentially. And yeah, so it's not too involved. And in that specific scenario, it had previously already been set up from the pod before, so there wasn't really much work to do. And I must say that they do have their own production person in-house who manages the production. So I pretty much play an assistant role to that individual, Mr. Obi. Salute. So the main difference between the SB Live setup and the In My Opinion podcast setup is the fact that there's an individual or the production manager who sits and does the live switching on the ATEM, so that once the pod is done on the day, it's already been edited, because the live switching between the cameras has already been done on the day. So the podcast just needs to add a title, and a title being the logo at the beginning of the video, and that's it. It's good to upload. So very similar to the other podcasts that I recorded throughout the day, I don't necessarily have to stay in the room whilst the recording is going on. So I would usually head downstairs to the Trend Central office, which is again in our building, and literally just spend some time with the guys. Today, we had a special guest in the house. We had Alpha Films join us.
What you saying, bro? Yeah, man, we're here.
Yeah, man. Uncle Casey's always just busy, fam. It says no face, no case. So we're done. We're done for the day. We had a successful day, no? Was it successful or not?
That was the pay for Nigeria to
So yeah, that's it, man. You just witnessed me putting together 3 podcasts in one day without falling over and dying. Yes, I've managed to get it done. If you did enjoy this content, please make sure to share, like, and subscribe, and we will see you on the next one. Peace.